Senator Manglona Ayuyu may remain in jail until his trial in February after federal judge Ramona Manglona finds he poses a serious risk of obstruction of justice. According to federal prosecutor Garth Backey today, Senator Ayuyu has no respect for the law. In making the government's case to detain the lawmaker pending trial, Backey cited the grand jury's recent indictment which accuses the senator of obstruction of justice and Ayuyu's alleged conduct while on pretrial release. The senator has been indicted twice by the grand jury, first on allegations that he violated the Endangered Species and Lacey Acts, and second on allegations that he went to great lengths to avoid being prosecuted, including tampering with witnesses and evidence. According to the government, after Ayuyu was caught smuggling 8 protected fruit bats from Rota to Saipan in 2010, he enlisted a Senate legal counsel to call the Division of Quarantine to demand the return of his detained baggage. He also allegedly persuaded his co-conspirator, Rota delegation staffer Ramona Manglona, to lie to the grand jury and attempted to threaten a fish and wildlife investigator. Then, while on pretrial release, Backey said Ayuyu placed a phone call to Ramona Manglona last month. Backey said it was a short conversation, and Ayuyu apparently wished Manglona a happy Thanksgiving, but it was nevertheless a violation of a court order prohibiting contact between the two. Ayuyu was also accused of making threats against Congresswoman Janet Maritita in a separate matter and of using illicit drugs. Backey said he had several witnesses ready to testify under oath that Ayuyu used drugs as recently as last week, and he accused Ayuyu of lying to a probation officer when he claimed he had never used drugs. Although Judge Manglona compelled Ayuyu to submit to a drug test yesterday as requested by the government, she declined to hear the results or the testimonies of the government's witnesses to support Ayuyu's continued detention. In the end, she said the government met its burden of proving with clear and convincing evidence that Ayuyu was likely to obstruct justice, and she ordered him to be remanded to the custody of the U.S. Marshal. Ayuyu pleads not guilty to all of the charges and has retained private attorneys Jack Torres and Steve Pixley for his defense. Pixley says he's volunteering for Ayuyu, whom he describes as a friend. Torres says Ayuyu is paying him. Their client stays in jail for now, but Torres says it's not the end of the detention road just yet.
The next option is to try to modify the bail. We have to file a bail modification, hopefully try to get a third-party custodian and some property bond. That's the next action at this point.